So I would like you to tell us, you said something about children, that you don't joke with your children, that anything you can do for your children. A lot of people that are on this call, why they want to come to the United States may not even be because of their husband.
It's because
It's
of children.
actually because of their children. Most of the people that are in their home country, they are doing well. In fact, if you want to enjoy your money, in your home country is the best place to enjoy your
Yeah.
money. You understand? So here, you just come here, you make the money, you make out time to go back home and enjoy it. So, but some people that are coming because of children, but they don't even know what they are going to be doing for their children. So, can you share from your experience one of those things or one or two of those things that you think people, when they come here, they can make sure if their child don't get, they should get, this is minimum. You understand? This minimum. And I will also like, chip in at the end of your this thing. There's something that is going on in the United States that I want everybody to be aware of, especially in the area of children. But go ahead.
I would like to hear from you too, that particular one. So now, on the aspect of children, I'll give an example before I go into it. There's this family now. The lady, her husband passed. I think the man was the principal applicant. He brought her to the US, and the lady is a nurse. So they came to the US. I think the man has been the workaholic, like he's been the one working and working, and the lady, maybe she works PRN or minimum, but she does not know plenty things about this man, and she does not know plenty things on how to go about, securing children, both future and everything. Okay, somebody mentioned to her about there's this thing they call the life insurance that most of us has enrolled here. They mentioned it to this lady. She said, "No, we Africans say, God forbid, we're not going to fall sick. We're not going to do this one. We're not dying now. But you don't know that life is not in your hands. That's why they say we should plan." Now the man now passed. The man died, and probate now came, and immediately the man died. Probate came and they took away the mortgage from them because the mortgage is not under trust, no life insurance, nothing, nothing. Now that lady is stranded because I don't think she was not working so much when the man was alive. And even at workplace, do you know that when people die, you want to support they'll add you to a WhatsApp group, they'll create WhatsApp group and all that. Like the one we're doing now for somebody in EAG. I know how much the people have contributed. I'm going to contribute my own next week. So, but this lady, that group, even it has been on for like it's almost 2 months now. They never get up to $1,000. So you see that she does not have cash for herself, and she does not have human human
Right.
wealth for herself too. Now they've collected their mortgage. This lady and her children, they are stranded. I don't know if you get. They started life afresh again. So now, why I mentioned that thing, if you have children, you came to the US with your children, you are saving money because they always encourage us to save money for emergency funds, just in case anything happens to you. Now you are saving money. They teach us about investments. You want to multiply your money, so you engage in one or two things, the ones that are risky and ones that are not risky, because you want to grow your wealth for your children. Now, while you are growing all those wealth for your children, you have to open the life insurance. You engage yourself with life insurance, engage your children too. Like you open like I don't know how to put it out. When the child is time to go to college, they have
Yeah.
money in their
College
account,
fund. College
college
fund.
funds. When it's time, when they get to a particular point in life, you can maybe by 18 years.
When we come here, number one, number one is emergency fund. I know that there is going to be pressure when you come to the United States, pressure from back home to send money back home, send them money. People will be calling you, especially some people that you don't even know before. But once they see your, picture on Facebook or any Instagram, they will call you and say, please send us money. Please, before you send any money home, please make sure you have emergency fund. What is emergency fund? Emergency fund is your 6 months mortgage. Any amount that you're paying in your rent or in your mortgage, save it for 6 months and keep, don't touch it. That's emergency fund. Then also on top of the 6 months mortgage, it also include all your utilities, be it what is it called? Phone bill, cable bill, all the bills that you can talk about that you do or you pay in the house. You understand? For 6 months. Save it for 6 months and keep it in an account and don't touch it. Why they always advise that is that people do lose their job in the United States. People can lose their job. When you lose your job, this is the money that you can depend on, at least between when you lose your job till when you get a new one. 6 months should be able to suffice. Another thing that she talked about is life insurance. Life insurance is a good deal for you if you come here. It's a way to save money for your children, it's a way to secure yourself, secure their future in case anything happens to you. But it's not all about that. There is a part of it that says it's IUL, universal some index universal life insurance. So that IUL, when they get to 18 years, they can withdraw the money. So you can as well use it as a college fund as well. Then another thing is trust. Whatever you get in this country, I'm a fan of investing in the United States. That's why I did my real estate course. But whatever you get in this country, try and have a game plan and somebody like a firm, a firm does not die. And even if the owner of the firm dies, the firm will not die, people will still run it. So have an agreement of how you want some of your investments to be handled in the event that you're not around. And then college fund is another thing that she talked about. So now you go ahead. I was just recapping for them.
Okay, yeah, you already said almost everything. So that trust is very important for the aspect of mortgage, because if you disappear today now or anything happens, they'll just come and carry the house you have been, maybe you have paid up to 10 years of mortgage or 15 years, and you have 15 years more to go. Maybe you did the 30 years mortgage, and something now happens in your absence, and your wife is not able to meet up, or your husband is not able to meet up. They'll just come and, or your children, they're not able to meet up. They'll just come and collect the house, and all the money you have paid all these years just goes like that, like disappears or wasted. So, like he mentioned, the IUL, the one for the children and all that. So by the time they get to 18 years or anytime you want to hand it over to them, it's going to pay you. Because like the money, sometimes we can make the payment like once a year. Like you can make the yearly, instead of doing it every month, you can do the together money. Like if you get your tax return, you pay for the one for your children for the whole 1 year. I have 3 kids, and you are good like that. So you'll not be doing the monthly payment. But if you cannot do that one, you can be doing the monthly payment. It's pain. It's a pain, because you know what you're supposed to use that money to do, but it is worth it. That's why most of these white people here, they are not taking unawares. The ones that are sensible, but the ones that are not sensible, they end up in debt. They end up, you see 72-year-old woman or man dragging shift with you at work because they didn't plan themselves. So these countries are all about planning. And let me hit on this side. Statistics was talking about sending money back home. Let me tell you, you have to place yourself first. Like me now, I came from a poor family. It's now through the grace of God, God has used me to, like, my family, they don't gain grounds by the grace of God. So you are going to, they say richness does not come, your father did not produce one for you. Make sure you don't disappoint. It comes from you. So now, as I am now, that was the time I lose my job. I called Sir Decency. He can remember. I said, this thing has happened back to back twice, and I don't know what's happening. And this is like something that's going to happen to other people, and they will not terminate their job. But if I do it or happens to me, they just terminate my job. I knew something was going on. Something was not okay. It was like happening, like a projection. Something was happening spiritually. Then I had to also sit down to have a recap, reflect on myself. Let me know where I'm not getting it right and all that. But what I'm trying to say is that period I lost my job, I wasn't shaking so bad because I had some savings that were going to carry me and all that, right? Now my family back home, they knew I lost my job, but they could not raise money for me. I don't know if you get the point. They cannot raise, they couldn't raise money for me. If I tell some of my friends, they will be able to, but my own family couldn't raise money for me. But I fund them every month. Like I take care of my parents because like they're my full responsibility. So I take care of them, I do everything for them, but they are not going to be able to even give me even 1-2 million naira, to be able to hold myself until I find a job. So what I'm saying is this now, in essence, prioritize yourself. You are going to send money back home. Yes, when you come here, you are going to take care of families back home, but do it with wisdom. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Don't
Mhm.
lose yourself in the course of doing it. Make sure that any money you are sending, they are using it. It's small, like it's what is worth it, and don't go and present yourself that
Mhm.
you are so rich or you have arrived. And if your mother is the type that talks too much, she wants to show herself, make like caution her and speak to her. Me, my family, they know me. Even though I'm the second child, they know I don't play. I will tell you how it is, and I'll tell you how I want it to be. Please don't go and broadcast me. I'm not broadcasting myself, so don't broadcast me. So my mother, that kind of a thing, she has it on her mind. Even when she wants to flex herself, that she will hold herself together, because she knows that I am very like street about it. So when you are sending money, don't forget yourself. Send money to people, gift people when you are supposed, when you want to. Like during Christmas now, you know that things are hard in Nigeria. Now people are going back to, children are going back to school next week, school will resume. You can pick one family or two families. If their school fees is within like 100K, it's something you can do. 100K, you pay for that school fees. Don't go and overdo it. Don't go and pick school fees of 500,000 or
Mhm.
1 million naira. No, you can do 100K, 150,000 for two families, just as a way of charity. During Christmas, you can reach out to families. You can do 20K, 30K for people that are not your family members, right? I'm not
Mhm.
talking about your own family. Then know the amount. Like my parents now, I know the amount I give to them every month for feeding. And if you want to reduce that part not to be so much on you, you can do things like you can stock their house with rice, oil, fish, and meat. Then the other things, any money you now give to them will be enough for them.
Just
You
pocket money. Yeah.
If not,
And and
you
and
okay
yeah,
now.
sorry, no. Yeah, another thing I want to just slide and say here is that don't allow anybody to guilt trip you. You
Yes,
understand? Don't
yes.
allow any, you cannot solve every family
Everybody,
problem. I
you are
want
not
to
a
tell you
chef,
now, you
Charlie.
cannot solve every family problem. You
Yes.
understand? You can't solve all of them. You understand? Relative will be fine eventually. You understand? When you don't solve it, somebody else will solve it. Because even if you have, God forbid, even if you're not living, someone else will solve that problem. Even they
Yes.
them. Another thing I want to put in the area of children that you have to be mindful about is sleepover. Is
Hmm?
rising in the US. Sleepover, they call it sleepover. So
Okay, no,
your
yeah.
neighborhood right now. People will like you. In fact, when you pack in, they will bake cake for you. They'll come and give you, and they tell you they have children too, or that they are elderly people, but some children used to come to their house to play. Would you allow your children to come and play? And you say yes, and your children will go there and play and come back. The first night, nothing will happen. Second, because they are trying to build your trust. By the time they build your trust, then they will start working on your kids, molestation,
Yes.
all sorts of things
And
go.
they will now take over your kid's mind.
Exactly. They can even make them hate you. You understand?
Yes.
They can make them call police for you. You understand? So
Yes.
you have to guard whatever that goes into your child's mind. In fact, even school, when your child comes back from school, you're supposed to see every day. We do it in my house. Sit them down. What happened in school today? Was there any
I do
problem?
same. Yes.
When you continually do that, the child will gain confidence and will be telling you things that happen in school so that you know when to start going to the school to there's something they say in Nigeria, no grief for anybody means don't give anybody chance. You understand? That's what we
Mm-hmm.
do here because sometimes some people can be funny. Some bullies can be in their schools and those bullies will be bullying your child. And if you are the child, the type that scold your child is afraid of talking to you, your child will be, having depression and you won't even know. Before you know it, you develop into a big mental problem. And that's when you now see it. But you did not see when it was happening small, small. Those are
Yeah.
part of take care of yourself we are talking about. Noye said it. I can't say it so much for you to understand how important it is that you have to take care of yourself, take care of your family, make out time for them. It's not all about making the money, but safeguarding your future. When you're 90 years old, when you're 70 years old in this country, who is going to be with you? Your brother
Yes. So
may not be,
no.
so it's going to be your kids. So it's
Yeah.
good for you to invest your time in the upbringing of your kids.
And that's again, if somebody invites you for your children for birthday, don't just go and drop your children there and go. If you invite my children for birthday, I'll make sure that day I'm not going to work or my husband is going to be available. So that when my children come, we're going to be there to supervise everything that is going to happen. Yes, you can leave children to be free. Yes, they will play with other kids, but the minds of these kids are easily influenced. So you are not being overprotective, but you just have to be around, like to watch. Use eye to like scan your environment. So if you see anything
Mhm.
that's not going the way you want it, you follow up with your children. So that's it. That was how we went about that one. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you, Noye. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have another question from Chidima. Chidima is asking, please, when both partners work, how do they take care of young children when both partners are working?
when both we mentioned this last week, when both partners are working, you two of you cannot work the same shift. Sincerely, you cannot work the same shift. So either like I know so this was the one that gave me this idea before we came. He told me that I think if I remember, he used to work. Or the wife works Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Then he worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or so. So that way, if as he's finishing his own 3 days, right, the he's going to start to while the wife is going to start work. You understand? And now that way they have adults at home. Another way, so if you now want to pick extra shift, if your husband works 3 days and you work 3 days, right, that's getting your 36 hours. Now, one person has to surrender, like bring one person has to step down with the picking of extra shifts. You understand? Or if Sophie wants to pick extra shifts, you can do it this way. If the man works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then this week you can say, okay, I want to pick extra shift on Sunday. You can beg the partner, your husband, and he's going to stay with the children. Then why you pick your extra shift, right? Then next week, if the man say he wants to pick extra shift, you allow him to pick extra shift for that Sunday. You understand? For that Sunday for him. Another way you can go about it is this. Like me, my husband works during the day, I work during the night. And it's how you treat. This is sensitive. Please don't, man, I don't go put me for trouble. But I'm not going to say you should do it. But how some people do it, I'm not saying like how some people do it. Train. That's why the way you bring up your children. You start in time to start making them to be independent, and again they should see life in another dimension. Some of us, we came here, our children. You can leave your child. I did not say you should do it. It's not the same, but that sometimes the time your husband is going to come back from work may be clashing with when you are leaving the house, right? But if it becomes so hard that you don't know how to go about childcare, your 12-year-old can take care of their other siblings. If it becomes so bad, you understand? It's only when you go and tell your neighbor. That's why people, after they stay some time, they buy a house here, so that way you have your garage to yourself, you have your car to yourself. Like me now, you know that they have gotten to that legal age. You can now
Mhm.
open up and say, okay, this is how we did it before. That time they have already passed that age, so nobody can come for you. But at the point you are and your kids are still young, if you are doing anything that you know that is against the law in the country, but something you can do back home, please don't say it to another person, because somebody can report you to police, and police will come to your house with child protective services to come and investigate your home. Another way for child care is when you come, go within your city, go and search. They have a free childcare organization, like it's like school, like daycare. So go and do your research very well. You will see names on Google, then you start calling them. How we're doing that time when we came, I always searched on Google, and as I was searching on Google, I'm seeing information, I'm seeing phone numbers. So I kept on calling and calling them to be able to find a spot for my second daughter, until finally we found one when they had an opening. And God so kind, we had an opening, and we're paying $285 every week. It's expensive, I'm not like for you. $285 every week. But God so kind, I said, God, this money is too much, for only childcare. And God, as God may have it, that's the same school, La Petite. People know La Petite in America. So that's the same school, La Petite. Government now gave them grants for 10 children. So they now sent me an email. But you can never know. You will not know. My first daughter already know that any madam, her parents will go to jail. They don't want to lose their parents. The second one to know the same thing. So
Mm.
it's you that will start building and breeding that mindset inside of them. You understand? So that's why people, like I said, people when they come here, they save up money and buy a house quick. So when you buy a house quick, all those things, I'm telling you, like if you are leaving the house, nobody knows except you go and tell your neighbor, hey, I'm leaving, no, my children in the house. That's where you put yourself in trouble. If you are leaving the house, nobody knows whether your children are in the car, you don't know whether they are following you. And
So I want to just share some information about child
okay,
child safety in the United States. So most of you that have young children in back home, there are some basic things you're supposed to teach your child now. Number
yeah,
one, even if your child is 2 years old, your child, as soon as your child start talking, don't be so excited that they call you mommy and daddy. Make them know your name. Make your child know Teach
yes,
your child your name. Yes, it's going to help you because even if a police comes to your house and your child is alone in the state of Virginia, if you have a phone, if that child is old enough to be able to pick up a phone, if you have a phone at home, if you have a camera, indoor camera, and if they know your number, You understand? They're not going to put you to child. If it's just like to go out and come back, you're not going to go to any child protective services. It happened to one of us around here.
Okay.
The father just went to the mom went to work, which is like 5 minutes drive, and forgot her eyeglasses. So he called the father and said, "Can you bring my eyeglass for me?" The father said, "Okay, children, stay. I'm coming." And the guy drove out. Before he could come back, the whole house was blue light and red light everywhere. Blue light, blue light, blue light. It
Hey
was
God.
what's happening in my house.
Hey
What's
Jesus.
house. It was that the child went and called 911. You understand? And they asked the daughter, "Why did you do that?" The daughter said, "Well, I was just trying to see if it's working." You understand? Just about it in school, so I wanted to know if it's working. And the child then started crying. Even before the police people came, he said, "My mommy and daddy will not be happy. You guys should go. You guys should."
Hey, yeah.
She knows what is coming. You understand? She knows what is coming. But the police came and they asked, "Is there a phone, a working phone in the house?" He said, "Yes, he has a phone." Do the child know the father and the mother's number? No, the child did not know the father and the mother's number. And that was
Ouch.
the issue. You understand? So you should teach them your address,
Yes, so address, phone number.
name, teach them your name, teach them your wife's name, teach them your phone number. They should be able to memorize some of these things and their own name as well. You understand? These are some of the things that you need to do or put in place if you want to do the kind of thing that Noye is talking about. It's not legal in some states, but I'm talking about the state of Virginia. This is a life experience, something that happened to someone. I didn't read it anywhere. It's a life experience. It happened to someone. That's how I knew. Okay. And